website visitors increasing, like they doubled since December. Sure, I'm happy to tell you a bit more. So I'm Janina. I'm co-founder and CEO of GAIA, GAIA Law. We're building a legal tech company, and my background is I was working as a lawyer, so I'm not coming from sales side or from marketing side, but heading commercial topics also at GAIA. So I'm not building the software, I'm selling the software. Yeah, we met a while ago already and started to work together last year in, I think, like April or something like this already. So we're working together for a while. First, like low touch, just like one time a week, like check-ins. And then I really liked working with you and the team and Diego. Yeah, since December, I think, we are working like way more together to achieve the targets you were just mentioning. So that's the background.
Yeah, and can you speak a bit more about what we discussed in basically like before recording was on, like what did you actually achieve? Because demand and pipeline generation as like a 6-figure ARR company, sometimes like people just like, oh, we have like 20 likes on LinkedIn, slightly more in your case. So maybe you can speak about that, and also like the impact it had on your website, the impact it had on booked calls, the impact it had on your message market fit.
Yeah. So first of all, before really working together with you, we tried out various different things. And I think like the first thing is like we're really like aligned on the method and like have this like inbound driven like outbound machine at the end, and really build trust with the target audience. And that's something we've been working on since December by a lot. Like the channel for us is LinkedIn many times, and we have like a webinar series, so like we're managing both with you. And LinkedIn has been picking up a lot since we started to work on that. So our target audience are legal counsels. We refined this together in the message market fit, and like since then had a few viral posts on my LinkedIn profile with more than 100,000 views and like more than 1,000 likes each and comments, and yeah, just a lot of leads we now have to work through. So it's been busy. Still things like which are in the pipeline, and we are like just increasing calls from that. Already since December, I think that we booked around like 35, 40 calls from that, but we see also like picking up this number that like our target to have more calls each week is within reach, and it's just like increasing all the time. And we have like early signals from that also through website visitors increasing, like they doubled since December. So yeah, in general, has been good few months now.
And it's only February right now, like for everybody, like not having basically like the timestamp on this. Yeah, I think that's amazing to do that in basically less than 3 months, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations to that. And like I'm not jealous, but really happy for you on how the LinkedIn game is playing out for you, right? Because I think you really mix in well the really deep, like let's say really useful GAIA content, in the sense of like, hey, how do you help in terms of GAIA? And sometimes that only maybe gets like 10, 20 engagements. And then you have like the basically the very engaging content around like a day in the life of a general counsel, and like which really like resonates a ton. And I was stunned to see like that it basically jumped from like 10 engagements, like 1,000+ engagements within like the last 2-3 months. So that's amazing. Can you speak a bit? Maybe also you mentioned this briefly, like initially we had like a weekly sprint in terms of like just a touch point and in terms of the advisory as a sparring partner, and then you basically mentioned like after like 6 months, it's like, hey, can we do this more intense? What was the key difference that made you, quite frankly, also invest like 3 to 4x more in terms of financial investment?
So at that time, like I noticed we really need to build up the team, and like it was in question if we like hire somebody head of marketing or whatever. And I just was working with Diego already and said like, okay, it needs to be like a person like Diego. And then spoke with him like about it, like how you do that, like it's SalesPlaybook. And for us, it made 100% sense because we were able to start right away. I didn't want to lose any time. I mean, time is of the essence. Like hiring for 6 months is nice, but then like till we get started with a new person. And also like the structure and having done so like several times at SalesPlaybook with different teams, I think is really helpful that it's just like exactly all the experiences from the different teams you're working with. And yeah, has paid off since then to make this decision. And we really like this way of working together. So it's like having another team member like in here and really working closely, checking in for questions if something is ad hoc, like also from the team. And helps us to increase the speed. Like my LinkedIn profile, we have like 5 content pieces a week now. A lot of this is like done by your team, and we like build it together. I wouldn't be able to publish so much on LinkedIn without that and without the structure. And also what we really liked, made the decision clear, is that I believe really like in working in a data-driven way and in an automated way. And I mean, there's so much tech tools out there, and like the whole setup with all the different tools you can use was really important. And I mean, I quite frankly don't have the time to watch like all videos about like play and how it works to set it up.
Me neither in full, to be honest. Like sometimes people are like, I need to jump on a call with you. Like you tell me all like the conversational intelligence tool and like the clay tables. Like honestly, as a founder and CEO, like it's impossible for me to stay on top of things. Like you really need a specialized person for demand and pipeline generation. And I was like, these are the 5-6 tools that there's HeyReach, there's Smartly, there's Clay, HubSpot. I like no matter way around. Like this is how you Strigify, this is how you sift. So everybody still blueprint now. But like then to actually go deep and make it useful for the specific use case, I think like it needs specialized expertise. And as you mentioned, if you want to hire a head of marketing or like a marketing manager, they don't have that skill set and they don't have that experience typically. And that's a big challenge I see in hiring for marketing as a B2B SaaS founder.
Yeah, and especially like in this year, like where you just want to make this jump from 6 figures to 7 figures and be as fast as possible, and just like get things right and iterate super quickly also about message market fit, like also still like product market fit, like what is working, what doesn't work. Like the speed and getting the data and get like a lot of sequences set up, test things out, like it's just super important. And that changes, I would say, like once we like are more like stable, and then like the team needs to grow also internally, but then we have like a very good foundation also, what we can like work with and understood like in all this time.
I 100% agree. Although we keep the weekly sprints rhythm actually with 7-figure companies as well, by the way. So
which is good. I mean, like the head of marketing should also not be left alone as soon as they join at one point. But then you just have different challenges, and you need to have also more internal team, I would say. But also like having like this external, internal, like working together works really well for us and our team so far.
Yeah, and you mentioned that component of basically having the person on the ground like up and running within basically weeks instead of quarters, right? Yeah. How would you quantify maybe like the relevance of that?
It's like it's super relevant because like in startup life, like the quarters, it matters. Like it's not relevant. You need to be as fast and execute as fast as possible. Like execution is everything. So like it can make or break your company if you like this quarter, half a year, like faster in achieving something. And it's super competitive, the space we're in. And you want to grow and build your brand as quickly as possible. Can't be like underestimated. Like it's so important to be fast, and it was just not an option to wait now for 6 months to get things started.
I 100% agree, and I think sometimes people really like don't do the math right. Like if you want to, like as you say, like increase ARR by 3 to 4x, like at 6 figures, so that's like if you add like just as an example, like 500k ARR a year, like with a multiple of 5x, which is very humble at that stage, like that's 2.5 million enterprise value. Yeah. And if you lose half a year on that, like that's $1 million plus. Yeah. And then people's like, oh, I don't want to pay that headhunter for 20k. Oh, I like the retailer like for 7k is like too expensive for like 4k a month. Who cares if it works? I mean, it's also who cares if it doesn't work, because then it's not worth 1k, then it's a huge distraction. but I appreciate your trust, and we've known each other for like 2 years, and I think that's the demand generation part, so to say, like where you told us like, hey, I'll be ready when I'm ready, and then I will call you, and you did, which I really appreciate. I think it's a really cool thing that you do also on the LinkedIn part, and as a company that you're consistent over years. And I think that's what people really appreciate about your LinkedIn content, that it's so consistent, right? It's not like once it's AI and then it's blockchain and then it's something else and you change ICP every time.
Yeah, the ICP is really clear. I mean, that helps also to like really say we speak to one audience.
Yes.
I mean, people will see like we're working on more stuff now together with you, also that we're broadening the reach, but like it's like with my profile, it's really clear like who I'm speaking to. And from us, like this trust has been like so important. I mean, we met you like a few times and saw like what other people were bidding with you. And there's so many like agencies out there, but in this stage, you really need to somebody to be really hands-on and deliver results quickly, and not just build something like a nice strategy, which like is not really like helpful.
We have some clients, they come to us and they come from traditional marketing agencies, and it's like, and I was like, why do you leave? Like once somebody knows you, like it's a huge competitive advantage for them. It's like, look, they take like a month to come up with a concept and like quarter to implement anything, and that's just way too slow for us. So like time to value matters and iteration speed matters. Yeah. I think it's hard. Like I didn't manage to teach HubSpot learning velocity, but I think it's the most crucial KPI as a 6-figure company. Like how can you just accelerate like the time to product market fit?
Yeah, exactly. And how can you like just break through like all the noise we have here and just get results in weeks and see like what's working and what doesn't work, and then do more of what's working and do less of what doesn't work. And that's exactly like what we've been doing since December. And like having like the first viral post is not something you just do like in the first day. I mean, you can be lucky, but it's building on like understanding the audience better and trying things out and just like iterating quickly and then doing more of what is working.
Yeah, and I think like the amazing thing in your case is like the viral posts, they're relevant. They're speaking to your ICP about ICP stuff, about like actually translates to what you're helping them do with, right? Like you can probably get a viral post by putting a picture of Elon Musk and Donald Trump and say like business and politics should go together, and people would rant about it, but it would not help your business. Yeah, in your case, it's literally like deep dive around like the day of a legal counsel and how it's bad for them, and like then it translates to automating legal work with AI, which is what you do. So I think it directly translates in terms of like demand and making it easy to understand and evaluate. I think that's the big difference. It's not about becoming like a personal brand or like an influence. It's about founder-led marketing.
Yeah, and it's like this has been invaluable, like just to see, okay, this is really resonating, because it gives us feedback also for the product. It gives us feedback like for everything. Like it's so important. Like I wish like we had started a bit earlier, like with this like collaboration, because we could have been like even like faster, because it's just helpful for the whole team to see, okay, like if you try something with downloads, we have been doing that, and like comment, and then you get like the asset. I mean, that's also nice. It's important to do that, but like these posts and see, okay, we have this message, and they actually don't really get something from commenting and liking. They just do it because it's they're just really
they're engaged. They like feel part of like the GAIA tribe now, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's like really nice, and also see that people are following and want to see what we do and start to engage and just like talk to us, even if they are not in market now, but like if they are in market at one time, like in this year, they probably will think about us, and that's like the most important part.
Just as how we got here. So like thanks so much for sharing these insights. Anything else, any last words that you would like to share with to all like 6- and 7-figure B2B SaaS founders that basically resonated with you?
I mean, like I think it's so important to find like the right partners. We like definitely found them like in you, and I'm really happy with this. And I just think that you really understood what founders need at that stage, and not just selling some things like that are useful for you but not for us. This is like really helpful, so can only highly recommend.
Much appreciated. Thanks so much.